Hey y'all, grown black folks talk. On the climb, the misery of the new Kimye. Now, the new Kimye, I'm using this as a model to draw a couple things together. Kim Burrell and Kanye West. Most of you are probably up on their antics for this week, and how Tamron Hall and Roland Martin, and also shout out to Erica De Niro TV, have had to come out and do the takedown of the century. So I don't have to rehash any of that. I'm also not going to rehash the foolishness. What I want to talk to you about is how do you avoid this species of misery? Now, granted, and I need to be humble just to start, me with my less than 750 subscribers and my quiet, humble community life, I have never had the stress that goes with the successes that Kim Burrell and Kanye West have enjoyed. I also know that they have never experienced what it is like to have their life dominated not by ego, but love, joy, and peace. Because if they did, their life would not be one constant humiliating incident after another at this point. But see, here is the complication of life, okay? The complication of life is that while you are young, you get away with just about anything. But a false foundation of foolishness will have you founder and fail in your 40s and 50s. Remember that. A lot of F's there. 40s, 50s, floundering, failing because of a false foundation of foolishness. It does not matter how gifted you are. It does not have how much money you have. If in your youth you are deluded into believing that your gift is the only thing that matters, and that gift is given to you to get money and live the life of the rich and famous, by the time you hit middle age, if you do not take time to develop your character and your morality, you will begin to fail. Because 40 is a long time and 50 is a really long time to miss out on all the human development and all the real human connections that can happen because of that development. If you stop being gifted or have money today, what would there be left of you? Everybody has to face that by a certain age, because fashions change, trends change, body changes, and you have to deal with, okay, who are you? If someone's going to love you a long time, have you developed yourself enough? Do you know, have you been able to become and accept who you are so you can find the people? Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated, but have you put in the work to know who you are and who would celebrate you? If you have not done these things, when you are no longer the flavor of the month, you end up being in the situation that Kim Burrell and Kanye West are in, doing anything for attention, like spoiled children, like the spoiled children at a school where they know that they can't get any attention for doing anything right because no one's done the work to develop them. So they become the bad, quote unquote, bad children in hopes of getting some kind of attention. The backwards cries for help. But Kanye and Kim Burrell are in their 40s now. Miss Burrell may be 50. And this is where it begins to get really sad. Because there's nothing there that they developed, it looks like, but their ego and their gift. And see, money is a real trap. Because here's the thing about having money and having to think of that as where you get your status from. Here is the problem. To have that status, you have to spend the very thing that gives you the status. In order to impress people with your money, you have to spend it, meaning it's going away. And if you are an entertainer or an athlete, which this sometimes happens, what you're going to end up finding out is what? You are one change in fashion, you are one change in trend, you are one major injury away from not being able to generate that money anymore. And even if you are not, you have maybe 20 years, at best, at either one, to be on top. Because that's how human life runs. We only have so many years to be young, to be perfectly pretty, and to be in front of the people. So if you put all your energy into developing that way, I want you to just think about the entertainers who never saw 60. Coolio is the most recent at 59, but there is a long list. I also just need to point out one other thing. It does not matter whether you are a black man or a black woman. Do you see that Kanye and Kim Burrell have ended up in exactly the same place for exactly the same reason? A lot of the fighting going on, things that black men and women don't like in each other, are basically just ego battles. Overdeveloped egos, underdeveloped personalities. Well, it's Fleet Week in the city. And with the Blue Angels around here, it's about to get really loud. So I'm going to have to cut this short, because y'all don't need to hear all of that. But I just need you to look at them, not with a sense of just judging them and looking, because again, ego battles. You know, we look for people to rise and we look to drag them down as they fall. But that just means our egos and characters are not, our ego is overdeveloped and our character is undeveloped. This is not designed to pull down Kim Burrell or Kanye West. Unfortunately, they are doing a good job for themselves. This video is designed to help us realize to take warning. Put time in to doing the work to develop your character and your morality. Because you do not have the time you think you have. When you get to be 41, you pretty much are who you're going to be. You know, obviously, but if you do work, really accept your strengths, but also accept your weaknesses and work on them. Develop love, joy, and peace in your life the best you know how. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be stuck. But that choice is up to you. All right. Have a good day. Goodbye.